We're outside Old Trafford. Manchester United 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. Sam, how are you feeling after that?
So, I'm sure a lot of people will tell you how frustrated they are with the result, what that means for the league. However, you don't always get what you want for Christmas. It wasn't the perfect day. But how good was Luke Shaw today? Didn't you think he was brilliant?
I always get what I want for Christmas.
He's like a new signing.
Sam, I always...
Because you kick off.
Now, Luke Shaw was great.
I've dealt with you at Christmas. You moan about it. I think, like, fine, in everything that's going on, there's lots more to talk about. But Luke Shaw was phenomenal in a game that wasn't great.
Luke Shaw reborn.
Excited about. Yeah, I think that's a positive. Like the manager said before the start of the season, this isn't going to be our best season, and maybe it won't be. But there are still things that we can say. Tell you what, that's good. That's a young player who maybe looked like he was going to leave the club, had a terrible injury, and has come back and is just smashing it. And I think that's great.
Talking about young fullbacks.
Yeah.
We missed Diogo Dalot today.
Yeah, but I think you've got. He had a phenomenal debut, but then I think that's the right thing to do. Take him out of it. Maybe play him in the League Cup on Tuesday. Give him these opportunities as they come. Don't say, great game, now straight in against Wolves, see how you get on. A team that you know are going to attack you, bit more pressure, Premier League. Like, I think that's the right thing to do. I think it's gone well.
What are your expectations for this season now? Because we've had to peg them back a whole lot. We've dropped 8 points in the league already.
Yeah.
1-1 draw, 1 lost, 1 at home already.
Heritage. That was my impression of Mourinho. There are teams in the league that are more evolved than we are at this point in the season. And that's frustrating and it's upsetting because United should always be competing for the top prize. And they probably won't, and we aren't. But that doesn't mean that everything is miserable and you have to get upset with the fact that you're alive. Like, there are positives to be had in the world.
Like I was saying before,
Be okay.
Get your emails into FullTimeDEVILS@gmail.com. Cheers, Sam. Nigel. Yeah. Another set of drop points here at Old Trafford today. That's 1 win, 1 draw, 1 defeat at home. How do you explain our mixed form?
Goodness sake. It's too long a story, really, but today they didn't put a shift in first half. And then, I don't know.
What needs to change to get that consistency in our game?
Changing Fred to Martial. Martial just isn't a United player. He just doesn't... He hasn't got... He hasn't got the DNA in him. He just, he don't put a shift in. You know, he's just got no idea how to play a United player. So that's a... Wolves play well today. They give them too much respect, really. You know, instead of trying to slow the game down, they should have quickened the game up and gone at them like they did against Spurs. They got beat against Spurs. If they'd gone at them like they did against Spurs, they'd have done a lot better. But what Wolves deserved it.
Isn't it frustrating that we look at Wolves and they're a side that have just come up?
It isn't frustrating. It isn't frustrating at all.
And they can play good football and we're not.
It isn't frustrating. It's just pathetic. It's pathetic, really, because you're at Old Trafford. You've got 70-odd thousand people there, and they should have a better performance of that. The game was very pedestrian and slow, and that's what they wanted. Slow, pedestrian game. And they didn't go at him, and they paid a penalty for it. If they'd have gone slower, you could have had a moan about it, and they'd have won. But having a moan about it and they're drawing, that's not acceptable. Any United, it's just not acceptable.
Thank you, mate. I'm here with Nat. We're outside Old Trafford. 2 more drop points for United today. Why do you think that was?
It's just frustrating, isn't it? I mean, against young boys, Dalot was like the man of the match, bombing down the wing. Shaw even looked good, bombing down the other side. That's what we needed, some pace. And I love Tony Valencia, but he's been here for a long time. He seems like it's all catching up for him. You know, he had a broken leg. He's picking up knee injuries. It seems like, you know, you can't beat a man and whip it in the way that Dalot was doing, you know, go into that byline. That's what we needed, getting in behind them. And it feels like, because we didn't have that pace on the wing, what we were doing, we were just pumping it up or pumping it long to Fellaini. And it was times, I mean, I think Fellaini had a good match for me, but you can't, you know, just have that as a plan. We need to get balls in behind them, because when we did, it looked all right. You know, Lukaku missed the header, it's unfortunate, but when we were whipping them balls, you know, they were having to head them over and it looked a bit shaky for them, but there wasn't enough times we were doing that. And
what was up with Rom today? There was a chance there where all he needed to do was throw himself at it and it was in. But throughout the game, he seemed to be, I'm not going to say uninterested, because you can't say that about someone without knowing what's going in their head, but he wasn't winning any headers. He wasn't even making the defender know he was there. It just seemed all easy for the Wolves defence.
I don't know, I think he might be one of them players where he goes through patches, so he has good patches, he had bad patches. I don't know what it is, but I thought he was on a bit of running form, but there was other games prior to this, you know, Brighton, he wasn't that good, and Spurs, he wasn't that good. So obviously, he's done it. You know, he's not had a good game, and we've not won, and that's what I think it is. I think maybe we're relying on him, only him, and he's not that kind of striker where he's gonna get you the goal to win a game. I mean, he will at times, but not all the times. You can't rely on him, and I think that's what it's like.
Nah, we've won one, drawn one, lost one at home already.
Yeah, what can you do? I don't know. I think it's going to be a tough season. I think we'll finish fourth because I think we can do, and I think we've shown we've gone and got results at Burnley and at Watford. You know, that's showing character. So I think we can finish. But I think in terms of, well, I don't even want to say it because you never know what could happen. But it's not looking good. I don't know. I mean, this is showing lack of investment. You know, he wanted a centre back. He wanted, some wingers. Well, you can see why he wanted them. You know what I mean? It's not as if there's no reason why he didn't want them. You can see those are the weaknesses in our team, down the wing and defence. So why didn't they back him?
Cheers, Nat. Thank you. Nice. I'm here with Charlie and Zay, and we're outside Old Trafford. More drop points for United today. That's 1 win, 1 draw, 1 defeat at home this season.
It's disappointing. You come into the ground today, I felt too much negativity around it. Whether that's down to the manager, recent results, the team performances, whatever.
Recent results have been good though.
Exactly, which is why I don't understand why I've come in here today and every single time that someone's missed the place to pass or not got onto the end of a ball, everyone is disappointed and upset. There's too much negativity around the club, and personally, I'm not going to come on here and say that I know all the answers on how to stop it. I'm not going to come on here and act like I know all the answers on how to put the ball.
That's unusual because everyone else does.
Well, exactly. But you can, but you can't, because I'm not Jose Mourinho. I've not got that sort of knowledge that he has. I trust him a hell of a lot more than I trust.
Do you still trust him?
Personally,
If so, why?
Personally, the only manager I wanted after Sir Alex Ferguson was Jose Mourinho. He's a winner, he's a battler. People either adore him or hate him, and then I think that's the sort of stuff that Manchester United's built on. However, recently we've just not been good enough, I don't think, and it's going to be and it's really disappointing because I think there's just too much negativity around the club for us to actually succeed. The media hate us, every other team seems to hate us. No one likes us. Whereas Liverpool, they play good, quick attacking football, so everyone seems to love them, and it's just difficult because we've got such good players there, but it's just all not coming together. It's like Lukaku today, he just disappointed a bit, and then Sanchez just tries too hard to do too much, and then nothing happens, and it's really difficult. I thought that Fellaini today was actually quite decent. He didn't put a foot wrong, he didn't do anything spectacular, but he did decent. Pogba was trying to make things happen, but it's like the final ball just wasn't enough. There wasn't any width for me. Luke Shaw got down a couple times. Valencia, I don't know. I love Tony, and he's been a great servant to the club, but I think it's time for that lot to come in.
What do you make of it, Zay?
Well, I thought that we did all right in the first half, but we're trying to walk the ball in the net, take shots, play it simple. We're not marking our men. We're just letting them run loose. We're not strong enough. We're too weak.
Sorry about that. We just had a grown man do the Jay Lings thing behind you. At least someone was celebrating today. Were there any positives to take today, Zay?
Well, I thought Fellaini did quite well today, and Luke Shaw was as good as he always is. De Gea was great. If it wasn't for De Gea, we would have lost this game.
So why do you think our record at home is 1 drawn, lost, equal amounts, but yet at home we can go on a 3-game winning run? Do you think it has anything to do with maybe the pressures of Old Trafford, or do you think that's just coincidence?
No, I just think it's a coincidence that we've had the record that we've had at Old Trafford. We're just not doing. If we've got top players here, Pogba, Lukaku, they've all done great things. We just need to gel together, and when we gel together, we will be one of the best teams in Europe.
Bloody hope so. James, we've drawn there. It does feel like it does feel like a defeat, though, doesn't it?
It does feel like a defeat today. Yeah, I mean, unlike years gone by, I never felt that even though we poured forward in the last 10 minutes, well, probably more than that, I just never felt that we had that. I never felt we had that winner in us. I always felt that Wolves defended everything we did really comfortably, and it just feels to me that results like today, as good as Wolves are, taking nothing away from Wolves, it just shows how far behind we are in terms of challenging Man City.
Someone that was sat to me kept saying City drop points against these, City drop points, like trying to use that as an excuse. I'm not, but I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Is the fact that Wolves are a good side an excuse for today?
Not really, no, because I mean, not that it makes a difference, but that was away. I mean, at home we should be winning this game as good as Wolves are. He was.
Do you think there's a difference between United at home and away then? Because 3 wins on the spin away, come home and we drop points.
I do not understand why that is. Away from home, I mean, you could put that down to the opposition. I mean, young boys they didn't really offer anything. I didn't feel good. I always felt very comfortable in that game. But I don't know, we just seemed nervous on the ball at home. I felt Wolves were much more comfortable on the ball than we were all game.
So could that maybe suggest that some of our players can't play at Old Trafford?
That could be the case. I mean, I felt Sanchez went missing again today. I'm not saying he was terrible. He showed some good touches, but I felt he went missing today. And I think one thing I've noticed is I think we are quite lopsided. I noticed on the right-hand side we didn't have anybody who could naturally play on the right. Lingard was great, but we didn't have a natural right-sided player. That's what I felt.
Imbalance. I'm here with Finn. We're outside Old Trafford. Manchester United 1, Wolves 1. You're a Wolves fan. We've got Wolves channel as well. The link's in the description below. You can check that out. You must be happy with that?
Yeah, I take it, but the frustrating thing is that wasn't us at our best. You look at, to be fair, like the amount of passes that went, just simple passes when we win the ball back. You do so much to win the ball back against a decent Man United team today, and you just give it away. It's so frustrating. Jimenez has had so many better games than that. His second touch was a tackle most of the time, and I mean,
like Romelu Lukaku.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, I'd rather have had Jimenez today. I think how many offsides for Lukaku today? It's a relief every time, but. Yeah, Traore's had 3 chances there. I know he's created them for himself, but he's got to look up more. But yeah, I sound like I'm moaning with a point at Old Trafford. I'll take it all day long, but we could have played better.
That's 2 draws against the 2 Manchester sides now this season. Do you think that's kind of set the tone for the rest of your campaign? How well do you guys think you can do?
I don't know. It's the Wolves fans are a strange bunch. Some are saying, "Oh, I'll take 17th now," and some are saying, "Push for Europe." Exactly. Yeah, it's so strange. But looking at it now, I mean. There's no reason top half at least. We've had 2 top teams in Man City and Man United and look good against them both.
I think you play very good football, and I think that's the impressive thing. Like keep the possession well when you have to. It reminded me of a European game here today, when a side from Europe comes, sits in, tries and gets a point, and actually does very well.
Yeah, well, you look at some of the players. The guy who scored, João Martino, he's a Champions League player. Same with Patricio, and they both won the Euros. They're no stranger to a big ground, a big team, and it's promising. It's really, really promising.
From a Manchester United perspective, how do you think United are doing, and how do you think they will do, Marino? Do you still think we should stick with him?
Personally, I'm not a fan of him. I think you see the rumours now about Nuno coming in here, and even I wouldn't swap him. I'd rather have Nuno than Mourinho at the moment, to be fair. But yeah, I think stick with him for a bit. I don't know, the performance there wasn't many positives to take. I think Pogba had flashes of a brilliance there. I think Sanchez isn't looking like the player he was at Arsenal. There's a lot of negatives there, but I think stick with him for a bit. I mean, you rode the storm a little bit now with the 3 wins on the bounce, and this is going to put a halt to it. But I mean, what is it? 10 points out of 12. It's not too bad, and Wolves are a good team. I mean, it looks like a promoted team. You've come here and got a point, but as you say, mate, it looked like a European game. Cheers, man. I appreciate it. Nice one, Jack. 1-1 today, more drop points. How are you feeling after that?
It's just crap, really. You can see, I think he's lost some of the players. People like Pogba, he's going out there and he gets the ball and he seems to be playing for himself. Fellaini, I mean, you give him his due. He's gone up there today trying to hold the ball up, but Lukaku again, he's lazy. He's not tracking back. He's offside all the time. He hasn't got the touch. He's not. To me, at the minute, he's just out of form, and we're just not getting the results like today. Wolves, they took their chances. Well, fair play to them. They come here and they got a draw.
They deserved it as well.
Yeah, we can't come away saying we were unlucky there. They deserved the draw. At times, they pushed forward when they should have, and it's a good finish.
How do we change that then? What needs to change? Is it the players? Is it the manager? What do you think is going wrong at the moment?
At the minute, I think it is. I think Mourinho needs to go. It's not working for him. He's had his time last season. He tried it. It worked for a little bit. I mean, this season, like you said, we've dropped so many points. I mean, on Wednesday we should have 3-0 was a good result, but the chances we're having, we've got to be putting them away a bit more. It's just not clinical football. It's awful to watch.
Do you think that's where the players' lack of confidence comes from then?
Yeah, I mean, if you stick him away, you're going to be confident in front of goal. Lukaku, I don't know when he last scored, maybe against Burnley, but you've got to be putting the chances away. Like today, he could have easily had a goal at least, but he just doesn't have the ethic, I don't think, and they're not working for each other.
Cheers, man.